Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox. With me is Ben Olson. We're the founders of lsatdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. Producer Ben D has submitted this item. The subject is Thirsty Law Schools / Be Like Thinking LSAT producer Jacob.
Okay. Thinking LSAT producer Jacob, who has applied early and broadly this cycle with a 176, posted the below screenshot in the Demon Podcast's Slack channel with the caption, Texas A&M texted me letting me know that they sent a CAS, that's the Credential Assembly Service waiver, hashtag Thirsty Law Schools.
I really want to get this started, hashtag Thirsty Law Schools, because there's a lot of thirsty law schools out there, and they are thirsty. I mean, they are trying so hard.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we just talked about Wash U in St. Louis on the episode that we just recorded of the Thinking LSAT podcast. They've been thirsty for a long time, and they've actually finally clawed their way into the top 14 for this year anyway, by giving scholarships and super aggressively recruiting. Texas A&M, I think they're trying to be the next Wash U, even though, you know, Wash U has existed since the 1800s, and Texas A&M Law School is only like 8 years old.
Yeah.
But they have shot up the rankings through aggressive recruiting measures, like this one.
Like this, yeah, getting a Credential Assembly Service waiver.
I think you should read the text.
Yeah, I will. Howdy, Jacob. This is Jeff Green, Dean of Admissions at Texas A&M Law. Based on your LSAC profile, you're a highly competitive applicant, and we want you to apply to TAMU Law. I wanted to say it's TAMU, very close to
TAMU Law.
TAMU, yeah. Anyway, I've emailed you a coupon code to pay for your CAS fee. I hope to see your application by December 1st.
Wow.
Apply stop if you no longer want to receive these messages. Okay.
You know, that's extra thirsty, because that's not just waiving the admission fee. The admission fee is money that you would pay to the school to apply, but then there's also LSAC has to get their beak wet on basically everything. And so LSAC requires that you pay an additional fee to LSAC for every school you apply to. Do you know how much the credential, that
I thought it was 45.
It recently was 45. Now. It regularly goes up. But that fee, that Credential Assembly Service fee, it can be waived by law schools on their end, but they have to pay it.
Yeah,
they actually have to pay it.
They have to pay to have you apply. Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah.
So this text here from Jeff Green, Dean of Admissions at Texas A&M Law, says, I'm so thirsty that I'll pay. They're asking Jacob out on a date.
Yeah, it's a marketing budget, and they're saying we're going to use some of our marketing budget to get you to submit an application.
You're a good enough candidate based only on your numbers, that we will, obviously not charge you an admissions or an application fee, but we're also going to waive the LSAC fee. That's how bad we want your application.
Yeah.
Wild.
I want to read a little bit more here. It says, this is again from producer Ben D.
Reporting on producer Jacob J.
Jacob, yep. Jacob also received waivers from Case Western Reserve, University of Alabama, Arizona State, and Indiana University. All were unsolicited.
Okay.
Larger point being, if you're applying to law school, you should be seeking this, making the schools you want, make the schools want you the way they want Jacob. I agree with Ben. I also think there is no harm in applying to these schools, no matter what. I can see people saying, "Well, I'm not interested in Case Western Reserve." So what? It's going to cost you $0.
A little bit
Just
of your time,
apply.
Which lawyers are not afraid of using their time. I mean, lawyers have unlimited capacity for work. If it's too much work for you to apply to these schools, I don't know. Why wouldn't you just see what they have to offer you?
It's
You know,
100% free.
worst case, and I think we've even heard this from, I'm not sure if it was Arizona State or Arizona, but remember a year or two ago when they were flying people out to visit campus?
Yeah, worst case, you get a free visit to Arizona. Check it out. Yeah.
It's possible.
I think
Definitely
they gave
possible.
them $1,000 to come out, right?
I think
so
you're
if
right.
you could find a cheaper ticket, you could actually pocket some of that.
Cheaper ticket, cheaper hotel, pocket the money. Yeah. No, might as well make money. Hey, they're making money. You might as well make money.
It's a business, right? Play the game with them.
Yeah. I wonder if the schools are mad at LSAC for charging that credential assembly service application fee. Because, you know, as an applicant, you already have to pay for Law Hub. You have to pay for the credential assembly service. That's the common app. But then you pay the fixed fee, which is like $200 for the credential assembly service. But then you also have to pay an additional $45 for every school that they send the digital report out to.
Yeah, I think the only ones that are mad, though, are the lower schools, because it's reducing the number of schools you apply to, which then increases the chances for the ones that you do apply to, right? Because you don't have as many options.
It just
some
does
schools
suck, though.
might be happy.
I mean, you can make a list of like a dozen different ways that the Law School Admission Council makes law school more expensive for applicants. You know, if I was a member school of LSAC, I would maybe start to poke into that a little bit. Like, hey, this money should be going to the school, not the admission council.
To the school or to the student? Yeah.
Right. Like this isn't related to providing services to the student. This is instead just licensing fees on the LSAC content, this is the fee that you pay to take the LSAT, the fee that you may or may not pay for score preview. I mean, there's literally like a dozen different ways that LSAC charges applicants. And it kind of seems like that should be rolled into the fee for either credential assembly service or the LSAT. And then like, really, are you going to keep nickel and diming all these students? Because what ends up happening is students are like, oh yeah, I can't afford to pay for LSAT prep.
Yeah.
Or I just can't afford to apply to many schools. I can't, like, this whole process is so expensive. And they never stop talking about like justice and access and all those kinds of things. It just doesn't really seem like what you would do if you were trying to open the doors. Anyway, I suppose that's for the schools to take up with LSAC, not really our role. Anything you could do as an applicant to be more like Jacob J?
Fundamentally, you got to increase your GPA if you can. And if you can't, turn your focus 100% to the LSAT and increase that. I mean, that's how they're finding Jacob.
Yeah. I wonder if we can really quick, Texas A&M, just to give you an idea what kinds of students A&M would be interested in. Their median LSAT is 168. Their median GPA is 3.97. If you have a 168 and a 3.97 and you are applying to law school this cycle, I would almost bet you probably got a similar text from Jeff Green. If you checked that box for the candidate referral service, I would guess that Jeff Green is like, hey, yep, you're exactly the type of person we want. And, you know, if you're close, maybe you're a splitter, maybe you're high on one but low on the other, you could always just reach out to him and say, hey, a friend of mine got this offer.
I'd love to apply too, but
really don't want to pay that LSAC fee. You guys want to cover that for me? And maybe they'll say yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, producer Ben. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you would like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.